Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Hey everyone, it's Jananie and welcome back to my channel, This Story Ain't Over. So today I'm coming to you with a super late November TBR. It's like already a week or maybe more through the month and I'm only posting my TBR now because I am just not on top of my shit. But either way, I want to tell you what I want to read this month, and I actually already finished a book this month, which I'm super proud of myself for. It was one that I was reading in the past month and then finished in the first week of November. So I'm really proud of myself for that, and it was The Invisible Life of Addie, Larue, which I've been reading on my e-reader, and I borrowed it from the library, and it's just been a wonderful time. I'm not going to tell you all of my thoughts on this because I do want to keep it for a recent reads wrap up that I hope to do at the end of this month, but just know that I really enjoyed it. I do have some things to say about it, but overall enjoyed it. But I have a bunch of books on this TBR. It's kind of an ambitious TBR, but I am throwing all of my books that I need to read for this month and in the near future out the window, and I'm just gonna read whatever I want to. I have been kind of constricted by the videos that I've been making and different partnerships that I have where I have to read certain books every month, but I'm kind of throwing those out the window and just gonna read whatever I want this month because I really do want to get to all the books that I really want to read before the end of the year. So I have about 7 books on this TBR and then kind of one more that I'm currently reading that I'm hoping to finish. So the one I'm currently reading and hoping to finish is A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. I have this on audiobook now, so I'm planning to just whip through it and finish it because I've been holding on to this for way too long, and a lot of you have told me that you really enjoyed it, and I do want to do a full review for this because I did do one for An Absolutely Remarkable Thing. So I would like to continue that tradition and do a review for this book. So hopefully that will come before the end of this month. Please yell at me if I don't finish this book before the end of the month because I just really need to get going on this. The other book that I'm currently in the middle of that I'm very happy to say I'm 70 pages into and very proud of myself for that because I kept putting off starting this, and that is The Silvered Serpents by Roshini Chokshi. This is the sequel to The Gilded Wolves, one of my all-time favorite fantasy books, as you guys know. So yeah, super excited about this and I'm already in love with it, and there's just so much angst in this second book that I kind of completely forgot was gonna be there. So it's just making me so much more happier. Seeing the characters suffer is kind of making me happy. So, you know, that just tells you how sadistic I am, but loving this. Cannot wait to finish it, and it's going really fast for me, and I feel like it's shorter than the first book was, but maybe that's just me imagining it. But either way, I think this is going to be a quick read. I feel like I'm going to finish it way quicker than I did with The Gilded Wolves, which I did drag for a few months, I think, and I know a lot of you said that it was an amazing sequel, so I only have high hopes. The next book I'm hoping to pick up is Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon. I've mentioned this a bunch of times. It's the second book by David Yoon after his debut novel Frankly in Love, which I absolutely loved, so hoping to pick this up. It's another rom-com situation with a bit of pretending to be someone you're not, and a band, and a really cute girl, and just an overall great contemporary is what I'm expecting, and I think that's what I'm gonna get. So excited about this, though I do feel like I have recently been in a kind of fantasy mood, so I think that's another reason why I've put off reading this, because I usually feel like reading contemporaries in the summer. So we'll see. I'm really hoping to get to this because I just want to know how it is. I'm just excited for it as a fan of David Yoon, but I am not particularly in the mood for this book, if that makes sense. The next book that I'm hoping to pick up is Sky Hunter by Marie Lu, which I have also already mentioned in the books I want to read before the end of the year video, but I'm mentioning it again because I really want to finish it this month. I am a little scared going into this. Not gonna lie, I don't think I mentioned this in that other video, but I did not like Rebel by Marie Lu, which was the new installment to the Legends series, and it was a continuation years after the series had ended. And that series is a bit of a dystopian, and although I love the original trilogy, I didn't really love Rebel, and I am scared that I'm going to experience the same sort of feeling with this book in the sense that it just doesn't live up to my expectations. But then on the flip side, I love all of Marie Lu's other books. I love the Legend series, I love Warcross, I loved her Kingdom of Back book that came out earlier this year. I also loved her Batman book as well. So it's the only misses that I've had with her are Rebel and then The Young Elites, which I only read the first book of and I intend to finish one day. So slightly scared going into this, but I have high hopes. I still think it's gonna be great. I am not gonna let this cloud my judgment. If anyone who has read Marie Lu's other books and knows what I'm feeling, let me know. I would love to start a kind of support group for anyone who's disappointed by Rebel, but regardless, I still think this is gonna be cool, and I think the concept is kind of interesting, even though it feels like a regular dystopian, so we'll see. Alright, the next 4 books on this TBR are ones that I don't think I've mentioned before, or maybe in a book haul, but all of these are kind of new releases that were just so interesting to me, that had really great concepts or covers really, and I just wanted to pick up. And I don't think I mentioned them in the books I want to read before the end of the year, but I do really want to read them before the end of the year. So the first of those books is Mexican Gothic by Sylvia, Moreno, Garcia. I know I'm like totally late to the game with this because a lot of people were reading this during spooky season and right before Halloween, but I did want to pick it up for Halloween, but I just didn't end up having the time that day. So I am picking it up hopefully this month, and I picked up the physical copy. This cover is just really gorgeous and I just wanted to own it regardless of whether I liked the book in the end. So yes, that kind of speaks to my book collecting habits, but regardless, I do think it's going to be really interesting. It is supposed to be a Gothic horror book. It is set in like a old kind of mansion manor house, and it's set in the Mexican countryside. So like I am really excited about this because it's like those classic Gothic horrors, but you know, with a POC main lead, and I'm just excited for that aspect. And I love Gothic horrors. Jane Eyre is one of my favorite books ever, but so is like Wuthering Heights, and I am really excited to read Rebecca one day. But yeah, love the whole concept of Gothic horror. It's definitely slower and not like regular horror, so I think this is gonna fit me in a really nice way because I don't usually like regular horror books. So yeah, very, very excited for this. All right, the next book that I'm hoping to pick up is another fantasy that I got in an Owl Crate box quite a few months ago, and I was really excited about it, and it's such a gorgeous copy, but I never got around to reading it, and that is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angela. This came out, I want to say, in the summer, but don't hold me to that. The box was really nice, and this is like this really nice special edition with like the gold foil, and it doesn't have a dust jacket. It's just like on the hardback, and it's just so pretty, and it says the stage is set, the spectacle awaits. But what I've heard about this is that it's kind of like Phantom of the Opera meets Moulin Rouge meets the Night Circus, and I have never seen Moulin Rouge, but I have read like a bit of the Night Circus. It wasn't my favorite, but I do really love the concept of it, but I absolutely love the Phantom of the Opera, so just like hearing that comp was enough to want me to pick this up, and I do think it's going to be really great. If anyone has read this, please let me know because I am really excited for it. And I know it's sort of a like Phantom of the Opera type thing, but with a like competition between magicians, I believe, and there's magic and there's a stage, and that's really all I need, and it's kind of giving me a little bit of The Greatest Showman vibes as well. So love all of that, and I think it's gonna be really great. So yeah, excited for this, and I think it's just gonna give me like a nice cozy vibe during the winter. I feel like personally I just like magical reads during this time of year, so really excited for this. All right, the next book that I'm hoping to pick up is one that kind of blew out of left field that I kind of just bought on a whim, and I'm so glad I did because like as I am learning more about the concept of it, I'm like, yes, I need this in my life. It's gonna be amazing. And that is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. First of all, this cover is gorgeous, and second of all, what I know about this is that it's set in 1926 Shanghai, and it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling. Just let that sink in. 1926 Shanghai, Romeo and Juliet retelling. That is like literally all I needed to pick this up, but yeah, that's like all I really know about this. What I know, there's a blood feud between two gangs in Shanghai in 1926, and the main character is this 18-year-old girl named Juliet Kai, who is a former flapper girl. She is also the heir of the Scarlet Gang, and then their rival is the like White Flowers, that's the other gang, and their heir is a guy named Roma, who is her first love, and there's like all this angst there. But the part where this kind of like diverges from Romeo and Juliet is that there's like some sort of contagion, it seems, a madness that is running between the two gangs, and so Juliet and Roma kind of have to figure out what's going on together, even though they're like ex-lovers and they have this feud going on between their gangs, and I am just so excited for this, and this is just like unlike anything I've read ever, and even recently, so really, really excited for it. All right, and the last book that I'm hoping to pick up is to get my romance fix of the month, and that is Dark Fever by Karen Murray Moaning. I've mentioned this in a book haul that I want to pick it up, but it is kind of a like fae romance. It's a paranormal supernatural romance, and it involves like this really intense relationship, and it also has kind of a mystery in it because the main character is searching for her sister who has gone missing. But I think this is gonna give me like the Mortal Instruments vibes that I love, but in like more of an adult setting and with more romance, which I'm just in the mood for right now. So yeah, I think this is gonna be a lot of fun, and I am trying to kind of read more adult stuff and kind of delve a little bit into the romance genre, because that's definitely something that I haven't really went into a lot. And I know I can't take a like full regular romance, but I think a paranormal romance can really work for me, so excited for this. All right, but those are all the books that I wanted to mention today. Let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Skillshare. So Skillshare is an online learning platform for creative and curious people, where you can find thousands of classes on so many different topics, including creative writing, illustration, graphic design, you know, video editing, like anything you can think of, there is a Skillshare class for it. And I have learned so many things from Skillshare, and I definitely think it's added to my life. But for this video, I wanted to highlight a Skillshare class that kind of relates to what's going on right now, and that is Nanowrimo. It is running this month. I am kind of on the fence about participating. I'm sort of writing, but I haven't really committed to anything, so I think I'm going to take a backseat this month, but that might definitely change before the end of the month, so we'll see. But the class I'm highlighting from Skillshare today is Creative Writing Essentials, Writing Standout Opening Scenes, and this is taught by Danielle Jose Older, who is an author of a bunch of books actually, and this is a really cool class where he kind of goes through writing opening scenes, and I thought it was just super interesting, so definitely go check it out if you are participating in Nanowrimo this month. But at less than $10 a month, you can get a Skillshare premium membership, and it gives you access to all of these classes. And right now, the first 1,000 people who click the link in my description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium. So definitely go click that link because it is so worth it. But yeah, Skillshare is super great. Go check it out. Go check out my link in the description, and please let me know in the comments down below which of these books on my TBR you have read, and let me know what you thought of them without spoiling anything, because I would love to know what you guys think of these books and which ones I should pick up first. I am really excited because I'm just diving into all of the books that I'm really excited for, and I think all of them are fitting my reading mood right now, so really excited about that. And also let me know what you guys are reading this month, because I'm always trying to get more ideas of what to read next. But yeah, that's about all I have to say, so thank you so much for watching. Go check out my Instagram, thisstoryaintover, and my Twitter, thisstoryaintover, if you want to hear more updates on my reading more regularly, and go check out my Goodreads as well, because I update that quite regularly as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video, and please remember that the story ain't over. Bye!